Hi, it's snowing here, and we have some sap that we have to process through.
Yes, we do.
We do. And you've probably heard you should never boil sap when there's kids around, or you should be boiling inside. Those are big no-nos, but this is my life. And if we wanted to actually do any sugaring, well, we'd have to find a system that actually works for us. So join us in this video, and we're gonna walk you through how we are boiling in our realistic lifestyle. So why am I boiling sap indoors? Well, one, we really don't have sap storage. So whenever we have it, we need to process it as soon as possible so that we have opened up new buckets for when our tap buckets fill up. And then the other reason is it's not exactly easy for me to be kidless. I always have a kid with me. So in order for me to get this done, again, this is not ideal. You do not want to be boiling inside if you can help it. My uncle, who is an expert sugar maker, he suggested to definitely not do it with kids around and definitely do it outside. But we're not doing that. Now, this is really important. When you're boiling sap, remember, you're not boiling water. Sap is water and sugar. So it's gonna boil very differently. It's kind of like, but when you're boiling pasta or you're boiling the water with the pasta in it, and all of a sudden it could go really nuts, really fast, and all of a sudden be boiling over. That can exactly happen with your boiling sap. So it's very important that you use extreme caution when boiling sap. Also, boiling sap with an open flame is highly flammable. So you have to be super, super, super careful. I'm gonna walk you through what I've been doing. I'm no expert. I'm just a mom doing her best. And so I'm gonna walk you through exactly what I'm doing. So usually I'm in the kitchen, so it's easy for me to stay in the kitchen. But if I have to leave the kitchen to go to the bathroom or attend a kid, like I think I have to go rescue my toddler from his crib, I'm going to come right here and immediately just turn everything off. So there's nothing that I have to worry about. Secondly, I'm going to put it on high heat at first, just to get it going. So if you can see here, these are, the sap is already pretty concentrated already. You can see by the color that it does not look like water. When you first start boiling sap, it looks just like water. But remember, it's not. So once I have it on high heat, once it starts having a more of a rolling boil, then I'm gonna turn it down low. So they keep steaming, but I don't have to be too concerned about the foam just taking over. And I'm gonna walk you through each step. And then what's also incredibly important is that you have, I see my Christmas cards are still up, is that you have some sort of fat with you to grab as soon as you can. I'm using liquid coconut oil because it's what I have, but my uncle uses safflower oil in a little squeeze bottle, so it's easy to just squeeze it in real quick, because when that foam starts going, it's going. So you got to make sure that you add a little bit of fat, not too much, because otherwise it could affect the flavor of your syrup, but just a little bit goes a long way. So you want to make sure that you keep that handy. Like in the Curious George book or episode, the Curious George uses butter. So you definitely need some sort of fat. The old timers used bacon fat. So you just need to have some fat. While I'm waiting for my boil to pick up, I'm gonna get some dishes done. Here are my two pots. My big one over here is not boiling yet, but my one that has less liquid in it is giving me a really a really good boil, and you can see there is lots of steam here. And a little disclaimer is sometimes your cabinet might get a little steamy and sticky, but nothing that a little wipe down can't fix. But I highly recommend doing it when it's warm steam up there and the gooiness doesn't dry. So this is actually, we're doing pretty good right now. So a little fun disclaimer. All right, so now that this one's pretty boiling, I'm actually gonna lower it because I don't want any, Joseph, what are you doing? I don't want any risk of foam. Because see how you see the little bit of foam there? That's what can really start taking off if you're not careful. So now this pot here is down somewhere between medium and low, but again, it depends on your stove. Every stove is so different. And this pot is catching up and starting to really get going, and then I'm going to be turning that down so that it looks a lot more like this one. And you can see there's a lot of steam. And the steam is progress. If we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Jess. I am doing the best that I can with what I've been given, and I am learning, and I'm bringing you along the journey with me. So in my first SAP season, I've learned you don't need a sugar shack to make maple syrup. You don't need perfect anything. What you do need is respect for heat, safety, and what you can handle. And more videos are coming to what I've learned this first season. So please subscribe if you haven't, so you can learn along with me. And I would like to learn along with you. So please put your questions in the comments so that we can learn together.